Welcome to the Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
Did that.
Nope. I'm just going to let you do it.
Check it out. Check out the Clopen Tiki-Taki.
I'm just going to create them and keep sharing what I keep
Hell
seeing.
yeah.
Well, those are not now, but before.
I'll keep posting.
Different emails I received when working corporate.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny stuff.
Which, you know what? Sorry, I'm going to adjust my mic.
No, you're
here.
good.
I wish I had some from back when I worked at where we first met, because I know there was more like that. Yeah.
I thought that it was out of style to write in bold, highlight, capitals, unless you're celebrating something. I can't imagine writing to someone and making things highlighted, bold, capital. I can't do it.
Okay, so I feel like I am guilty of that.
You would be like, thank you, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
But yes, that's what I was going to say. My thing is exclamation marks. Like, I'm always like, hello, how are you? By the way, this. Thank you very much. That's how I want people to read
What do you call that? Sandwich compliments?
Yeah.
As I spit all over the microphone. We got a little carbless today. Cheers.
Yeah,
cheers. It's been a busy week.
Oh, God, it's only Wednesday.
Hi, everybody. It is only Wednesday.
Hump day. You know what, though? I looked at my hours when I clocked out today. I got 10 hours left for the week.
Ooh,
for Thursday and Friday. So I'm probably just going to
do
work
5 and 5.
No, I'm probably just going to work 10 hours tomorrow.
No.
Well, we have this project going on that somebody signed us up for. Meredith.
And you're scheduled for Friday, so knock it off. I've gotten 14 stores done. I'm done for the week.
I got 2 more stores left to do.
Do you know what happened?
Well, no, then I have to go back and hit my stores again.
Well, if you would have hung the things up right, you wouldn't have to return.
I did what
I
I
call
was
those go-backs.
told.
I don't know what everybody else calls them, but I call them go-backs.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, can you go fix this? Yeah, but you're there, so.
So like I said, we got a liquor project going on, right? It's just we're hanging signs, right? That's all we're doing.
I thought you were going to say we have a
signs.
liquor problem.
Well, that too. And there's this kid over there stocking. He works for, he's a vendor.
Oh, okay.
And he sees me like, after I look at your email, and he's like, gives me the nod, like, you all right? Thinking about smashing a bottle and taking a piece of glass. And I was like, don't you love when you finish a project? And they're like, no, not like that. He just started laughing.
And then when did you call me and you were like, are you serious right now? Did you just send me that?
No, that is not what I said. I was like, can you tell the other boss to leave me alone?
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. You weren't calling about me.
No.
Or you sandwiched it.
No,
You're like,
no,
hey,
no.
the other boss is a pain in the ass. You're okay, but why did you send me this picture?
I did not even see it yet.
Oh.
You were like, oh, yeah, sorry, are you moving those down? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are we moving them down? And you're like, oh, my email. And I was like, hold, please. What the fuck is this?
And then you sent me a Snapchat. I'm like, oh, yeah, use double-sided tape.
Use double-sided tape. Oh, yeah, fucking falls right off. Piece of shit falls right off.
I like the other bestie was just like, you need stronger tape.
Yeah.
She was on my side.
Yeah,
Thank
whatever.
you, bestie.
Whatever.
She was on my side.
Anyways.
Yeah, so I decided in my crazy head last week that I was going to surge this project. And by the 8th store on Monday, I was about ready to just like walk off one of the buildings.
Tuesday, you were like finally home. It was 7:00 at night.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in my jams.
I mean, I'm not complaining, but last week I worked like 15-hour days. This week seems to be.
You worked Sunday.
I did work Sunday.
Sick.
I know.
Sick.
I just wanted to get it done and over with. We have so many projects going on. I'm not going to make it a habit. But
I can't reach my itch.
Oh no. Just got to move
under my headphone.
Yeah,
okay.
Like I said, I'm not going to make it a habit, but it was just one of those
please don't,
things.
because then you make us look really bad.
No, I'm trying to make it better for you so that you can go back and fix your stupid signs that you hung too high.
Bitch. Hey, can we talk about cicadas? Oh. We have not talked about cicadas yet. And they are gross.
Go ahead, talk about them because I don't want to.
So today, I'm at a stoplight, and there's a car ahead of me to the left of me, right? And he's got his window all the way down. And when
Mistake
I
one.
see it and think to myself, he shouldn't have that window all the way down, a fucking cicada flew in his window and he was karate chopping. And so the light turns green and I get up next to him and I'm like, fuck, dude. And he's like, what the fuck? And we're laughing. And I was like, I shouldn't be laughing. I should not be laughing.
Nope.
Because I'm a smoker. My window's always open.
Yep.
So what happens, I got my window about a third of the way down and I'm doing 45 and smack, one runs like into the frame of my window. And I was like, fuck, did it die? Did it go out? Did it come in? Am I going to be driving? Is it going to be crawling on me?
Oh, it gives me the goosebumps.
I know. And I'm like, I'm not scared of them. I know they can't bite.
No.
But they got grippy legs.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
They hang on tight.
I don't like that.
Yep.
And I'm terrified that one will start crawling on me while I'm driving and I
no
will
one
crash.
likes that feeling, no matter what it is.
No.
Right? No matter what it is. So, yeah, no.
Anyways,
So
that's my cicada talk.
It's not bad here, right? We're northern Midwest, right?
Okay.
We're almost to the border of Wisconsin, as people know.
Yeah.
But for me here, we don't have any.
Lucky.
So I was down in Shorewood, Illinois yesterday, and I was in Aurora, and today I was in Lombard and Wheaton. It is so bad.
Sick.
There are so many.
Yeah.
I was walking into a store and they were hitting me. It was that bad.
I saw a poor
freaking
girl
out.
walking and she was like, ew, like it landed in her hair.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like running and I was like, I
One
want to
just
pick her
and
up.
they just have they just get up and start flying and they run into your face.
Yeah,
One was in my
sick.
leg. One was like by my mouth. I was like, oh,
By your mouth.
well, because
no.
they just like you.
I would pass out if
As
it
you're
landed.
walking, you're disturbing them, so then they just fly up on you, and I'm like, what? I don't know how the car pushers are doing it.
No.
I truly don't. In those areas, it is so bad.
You know what's weird? Because my neighbor across the street from me and my neighbors right next door, they're really bad. And I think it's the kind of trees they have.
Oh.
So Teresa and Timmy came out this weekend and spent the weekend with us because Teresa had a family reunion.
Sorry I missed you guys.
That's okay. And Teresa's terrified of them.
Ooh.
They do not have them up by her.
Mm.
They live up by Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Yep.
And she's like, we don't have them up there. I'm like, yet. And she's like, don't fucking say that. And I was like, they might be coming, who knows? And so I was like, they're really not bad. In my yard, they're not bad. Well, they were really bad over the weekend.
Oh, no, of course. She brought them.
They were
like, ooh. Oh, no.
We were watching birds fly and take them out midair and just eat them.
Yeah.
You know what else I did this weekend? We found a family of baby ducks.
Where?
So there was a mama and her 11 baby ducks in my front yard. And I live at the top of the village, and at the bottom of the village is the lake, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, she's taking them to the lake. She was heading that way.
Yeah.
Well, she's like walking over to the neighbor's house across the street, like getting into the corner of the fence and then coming. And it's like she's going around every fence, right?
Oh, sure.
So I was like, this is going to take her like 4 days to get down there. Plus, we have so many huge storm drains. I was like, no. I went and got a bucket, scooped up all them little babies, and me and the neighbors, we walked all the way down to the lake, and she just whack, 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 and followed us. And the babies were like, meep, 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 meep,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
You're
so-
amazing.
we let her out by this like really big bush near the lake, and she gathered them all up, and then they were going down to the lake.
Oh my gosh.
But it was crazy on the way down there. I was like, we're going to stop by this puddle because she's probably thirsty, And Katie, my neighbor's like, well, we're not walking that fast. I go, but we take one step. She has to take like 40. She's like,
yeah.
"Pop, pop, 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 pop,"
Yeah.
with her little butt wiggle. And Jimmy's like, I don't know. She might be too stressed out. And sure enough, she like walks past the puddle and she's like, right out of the puddle.
Really?
And then she's like, ooh, sees a freaking cicada, eats that, and she's still waddling with us.
That's kind of neat that she trusted and just followed you. Oh
So I'm
my
like,
gosh.
cool. Maybe she'll come back next year
Oh.
and have babies again and let us walk her down to the lake.
So I only have chipmunks in my backyard.
You got bunnies.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
bunnies are cute.
So the bunnies are cute. The chipmunks are annoying.
Yeah, the chipmunks like chew under your concrete and shit.
Yes. Yeah. Like I'm sure it's some kind of tunnel under
I'm
there.
sure, yeah.
They are so used to us. I don't know if it's the same chipmunk family
Yeah,
that comes every
yeah.
year, right? But now we
Yeah.
have 3 of them. We
Oh,
we have
God.
1 and then we have 2
Yeah.
and now this year we had 3. We have
Yeah.
3. When we're sitting outside, they just run in between your legs.
Really?
Oh, they're not afraid of us at all.
See, you know what? I
That
think
freaks me out.
having the dog helps.
I need to get a dog.
You can hear them because they chirp really
Yes,
loud
they
in the
do.
bushes,
Yes, they
right?
do.
If you know a chipmunk sound, you know a chipmunk sound.
Yeah. It's more like a squeak, right?
Yeah, they'll be squeaking in all the bushes, and Nikki just sits there looking like, "Where are you, fuckers?"
Oh, I need a Nikki.
Yeah,
I need a Nikki.
I'll bring him over for a little bit.
Yeah,
but
he would have a field day.
Then
because
he
they're
would
very brave out here.
He'd probably kill the bunnies, so we probably don't want.
We
him
don't
over
want
here.
him to do that.
No,
We've always had bunnies, but we have a massive amount of bunnies this year. I don't know what happened. The only thing I'm nervous about now is that it'll bring the foxes and coyotes. I don't want those.
Yeah.
We do have hawks.
Yeah.
Those I'm not afraid of, except for when I'm running. I feel like they kind of circle me a little bit.
Yeah.
They're just trying to figure out what I am or whatever's happening.
They're like, what is that little dot with the big arms?
Yeah.
Swinging.
Or maybe I'm stirring up stuff in the fields when I'm running past, so that's making them happy, right?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And so I've had a couple of them get pretty close to me when I'm running in the cornfield. So yeah, it is pretty wild. And by the time I think to bring out my phone, because pictures never happen.
Right.
So I'll have to do that sometime. But yeah, so that's what I'm nervous about. I'm not too nervous about the hawks, but definitely the foxes and the coyotes around here because there's a lot of bunnies.
The coyotes are loud.
And maybe I don't mind that they come out at sunset or like throughout the night. I just don't want to hear the screams.
Yeah.
I've heard that a couple times where, the coyote gets something, and you hear the screams. I'm like, no, please don't. So,
do the coyotes eat like raccoons and possums?
That's a great question. I don't want to know because if I know, then I know who's screaming, and that's not great. I'm looking at my text message because I sent you a text and I said, I just don't want to forget, right?
Yes.
Because we really don't talk shop during the day at all. So we just send each other's texts. And I think it was like,
reminders.
Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Maybe.
Did we talk about signs a lot this week or what?
A lot of signs.
I'm just texting this to remind myself.
Everywhere.
Here it is.
Signs.
Oh, let's talk about how corporate puts timing on everything when it comes to execution. And go ahead, you talk, and then I'm gonna tell you why I brought this up.
Okay, I know
we have talked about this.
We've
before.
talked about it before because one of our coworkers' fathers was very involved in creating the timing of things.
And this is when we were talking about cashiering.
Correct.
Yes.
And putting on like anti-theft stuff, or how long it should take you to stock this many cases, and they wonder why shit doesn't get rotated.
Right.
But what? So are you talking about like what we're doing now, and like they put a deadline of you have 4 days, 5 days, whatever?
Yeah, so I was actually up at the Lake Geneva Starbucks, and we looped the 22 miles.
Yeah.
And we order online. Because that Starbucks is so busy, especially in the summer, because everyone goes up there to vacation.
Right.
So I do it 20 minutes. I give them 20 to 30 minutes. I don't care if it's sitting there. I'm always an iced coffee or whatever. And Julia has a fun drink and Timmy gets tea or something.
Yeah.
So we put it in there. It says, we'll see you in 20 minutes. I said, perfect. We're 25 minutes away. We have a couple miles left. So we get there and I'm by the counter.
Couple miles. I'm like, I'm an hour and a half away.
You'd be good then. Your drink would be good. It would be like condensation, but you'd be okay.
Can you add some ice to this, please? Double cup it.
Yeah, double. So I get there and it's not ready yet, but I knew it says it's almost ready to go, so I wasn't worried because I know how it works.
Yeah.
I never look at the time. I just walk in and wait, and I put it in early enough where I know eventually, maybe in the next 5-10 minutes, it'll be ready. A woman standing next to me, she's not looking very happy.
Oh, geez.
And so she sees me walk in and she looks over and she gives me a look like I should agree with her, right? And so she looks over at them and she says, so if it says 227, is that like a guesstimate? And the girl behind the counter, you could tell, was like, so done with it. And she was like, yeah, that's the timing that they put on our stuffs, not realizing that we're all human here.
Yeah.
Like we're not machines.
Sick.
And it her reaction, which I could tell maybe it was just one of those days, right? Her reaction was pretty harsh to the customer, and the customer just wanted to like kind of keep fighting about it.
Yeah.
She's like, well, if it says 227, I expect to walk in here at 227 and see my drink ready.
She probably placed it in the parking lot too.
Yeah.
Like placed her order in the parking lot and then came in and was like, where's my drink?
Yeah. So I felt bad for Starbucks. I didn't feel bad for the Starbucks reacting. And, so me, when I walk up to a counter, it will go back to timing. When I walk up to the counter, I don't like walk up to the counter. I just kind of look to see if, there's an M drink, by their little boards. This lady was practically leaning over and then leaning on the counter. So really, I had to like go around her to get my first drink. And then I could see that they were making our other ones. And I was just like, let's keep breathing. Breathing and like. She's
the type of person that would be like, I didn't order a lemonade. And it's like, well, is your name Mandy? No. Then this isn't for fucking you,
Yeah, I immediately I texted you and said we have to talk about timing and how corporate puts timing on everything. And, it seemed like by the time I was leaving, she was getting her drink. So maybe it was 1 minute off.
Oh, gosh.
I thought, first of all, calm down, customer.
Yeah.
You never want to tell a customer that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's why I
would
texted
like
you.
to be a customer like you in that situation.
Like a fake burger for dinner. It's like coming
Ew,
on my teeth.
Is it thready?
I don't know.
Sick. It's
keep
like fibrous.
I don't know. Yeah, I keep feeling like some soy grits.
Just eat some fucking real meat,
just
Meredith. Shit.
I'm like picking my teeth while we're talking.
I don't know. Everything's going to be lab grown here real quick anyway.
It already is.
So
I'm just full of lab grown.
You know what? They say that the lab grown meat that like vegans and vegetarians will be able to eat it.
Maybe. I'll let you know.
Might make you poop though.
I just hope it doesn't keeps getting stuck in my retainer here from my Invisalign. Anyways, I'm sorry.
It's because I busted in on you while you were still eating dinner. Basically.
Yeah, I still had 6 minutes. I mean, when you say 5:30 and you come in at 24, I'm a little thrown off. I didn't unlock the door.
You were not prepared for me.
It's funny when you come on Tuesday or Wednesdays and you knock or whatever. Steve, every single time, Cass is here.
Cass is here.
Every time, Cass is here.
Time for podcast.
Yeah, every time. He's like our number one fan. It's awesome. Oh, but what were you saying? I interrupted you when I was picking my teeth.
I'd like to be a customer like you, and I want to like yell at that Karen.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck are you to think you can just walk up in here and demand your drink?
Yeah.
It's a Starbucks, okay? It's not that serious.
Yeah, no.
Nothing in life is that serious.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was right on time.
I hate people who think the world revolves around them.
Yeah.
And I hate corporate people that think, two people behind the counter, one to run the drive-thru and one to run the register is enough,
Yeah.
It's so lame. Mm-hmm. But then I still blame when they say they're coming for a visit and then it's all hands on deck and send people from other stores and make it look nice. Those assholes walk in and think, yep, this is perfect. We're doing everything just as it should. Look at how much product they have out. Maybe we should cut ours,
I know.
Right?
Show up on a Tuesday afternoon. Monday morning after the weekend.
Will somebody from corporate please just listen to this episode? Please. Somebody email them.
Thanks for signing our checks, but come on now.
Come on.
Show up on a Monday morning and see what's real.
They're so far from reality. They have no clue. To be a billionaire that like just has no clue,
I'm curious. I'm going to go back to this timing because I'm just all like, now I'm thinking about it. I'm curious. So think about when you do something at the store and it's never just like from start to finish.
No.
So for example, yesterday I was in Shorewood doing some signs and 5 customers. Where's the Paloma? Where's the vodka?
Yeah.
Where's the red wine?
Yeah.
And so I'm stopping, and every time I stop, that's 5 minutes to walk them or to whatever, help them pick something
Which
out.
you shouldn't even be doing. You should just be saying, I don't know, I don't
There
work
was no
here.
liquor manager there at that time. They probably knew I was coming. They were like, I'm going to stay out of her way. Everything was stocked, but people still, whatever. So my thought is when they do this timing, are they in a store making the drinks and timing it, or are they at a lab going, okay, so they would grab this and they're timing it that way? That's what I want to know.
Absolutely a lab.
Or a pretend Starbucks.
Correct.
Or a test Starbucks.
Correct.
Or a store.
It's like, okay, where you used to work, they had the tasting kitchen.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's exactly that.
So you don't have people coming up to you. You don't have to clean your dishes because they give you 5 cups and you're only making 2.
Some dude in a suit sitting there going, yep, that looks great, tastes great, put it on the menu, should only take them 45 seconds to make.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I get it.
Again,
they have to
corporate
try and
fucking listen.
Well, and yeah, I know. And I'm going to use a corporate. You have to dive into all of this stuff.
Pivot.
Yeah, so we're going to pivot here for a second. We're going to talk about the reason why they do this, I'm sure, is to find out revenue. It's all about revenue.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's all about what you can bring in.
Well, revenue and, how many employees should you have on staff and all
gross
that.
Gross margin, net margin. It all comes down to money. We understand it. We get it. But just give the people at the stores a break. That's all. Be that nice corporate person that says, well, you know what? Let's give them an extra 45 seconds on that one. Or let's give them, that one's got 16 ingredients and an extra pump of, vanilla.
Right.
Let's give them, 2 minutes on that one.
And then what about the people who make up drinks?
Oh, yeah.
Like, can I get a venti or like, okay, can I get a grande in a venti cup, chai latte, matcha, hobo wobo, with some foamy foam and some nitro cold brew that takes 5 minutes to fucking settle like a Guinness. And I need that as soon as I get up to the window.
And then warm it in the microwave, but then go ahead and
add
throw ice.
Over ice.
And make 6 of those, please.
Yes. And I'd like a breakfast sandwich, please. And a piece of banana bread warmed up.
And like yesterday, a customer walked up and she goes, "You still have Valentine's cake pops?" After she ordered a very specialty
maybe
drink.
it's red, white, and the blue sprinkles fell off for Memorial Day. Okay.
Maybe they
or
picked them off.
They're ready for 4th of July.
Aren't they frozen? It doesn't matter, right?
Does
They
it
take 'em
fucking
out of the-
matter? No.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Just so you
Who
know,
cares? You're not eating
I
it?
see the stores I work in have Starbucks in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see all that Starbucks bullshit sitting in the freezer.
Yeah.
Opened. Cheese Danishes on the floor getting kicked underneath the fucking rafters and shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So if you're a dick, I hope they go and get that cheese Danish off the floor and serve it to you.
They just kind of brush it off a little bit.
They're like, it's cinnamon. We added cinnamon. It's dirt.
Talk about the freezer. Have we ever talked about when I used to work in bakery and
God.
there would be sugar underneath my non-slip shoes?
Oh, God.
And then I would go into the freezer and slip
Oh,
because
my
the sugar would
God.
freeze and it would be like skates.
Yeah.
Have we ever talked about that?
No.
Oh my gosh, that just brought up a memory. on
Those
that.
non-slip shoes.
Oh, because they would, the non-slip shoes were like grips, right?
Yes.
But because you were in bakery, it would just compact on anything
Yeah.
like the Danish. You'd
Yeah.
step on it or whatever. and then you'd go into the freezer and it would freeze so fast because the diamond freaking plates that they always
Yeah.
wanted you to scrub for White
Yeah.
Glove Day
Yeah.
was filled with shit.
I just know Shannon is laughing right now because she's worked bakery, deli, produce.
Oh,
She's in
man.
all the wet, frozen, cold departments.
She knows.
She knows.
Man, it's crazy. You would just go slip sliding away, slip sliding.
My favorite was the people who would blind order in the bakery, so you just couldn't even
talked
get into the
about that
fucking
last
freezer.
week.
You'd have to pull out 2 pallets of shit just to get to the fucking cakes all the way in the
One too
back.
many.
Oh, God. It's the worst. And I see it now all the time. You can tell. Like, there's some produce coolers I walk into, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to go see if you got any product in the back. And they're like, yeah, I don't think there's anything back there. I'm like, I'll find something. There's nothing back there. They have a couple cases of berries. I'm like, well, I'm glad you guys are paying this huge refrigeration bill for these berries. back here.
Wow.
And then I'm like,
so you
wow.
find that to be great ordering, like
Yes,
from the cooler to
absolutely.
the floor, right?
You're
Yeah.
not selling from the back room, and
Yeah.
they get deliveries. I think 6 days a week.
So there's no
right?
reason to have
There's
anything
no
in the cooler.
reason.
That's just the spot to stop and then.
On the other hand, I've walked into produce coolers where it's like, that fucking box of lemons has been there for 3 months.
Jeez.
They just keep putting the new right on top.
Oh no. There is one up in Wisconsin that every time I go there and I don't realize that it's the store, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with Wisconsin stores.
Right.
I don't realize it's the store until I walk into the cooler.
fuck, that's
and it's
the
kind of a
worst.
strange setup where it's more like U-shaped.
Like a
Or
horseshoe.
like a kind of a horseshoe shape.
Okay.
And there's different doors that go different.
Yes.
So the way there's no real system to set the carts.
Yeah.
So like some are coming in from the one door, some are coming. So you just have this star of carts.
Yeah.
And every time I walk in, I'm like, oh, it's this
dang
one.
it. I still do that. And I've been going to the same stores for over a year
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I think it's been a year now since I've been in Wisconsin.
We got to change it up. Did you
I
hear
know,
that?
right? Shit.
Change it up, Rockstar.
Well, it doesn't matter because every time I learn a manager's name, they fucking
yeah,
transfer
sure.
them to a different store.
Yeah.
Today I saw one. So when I first started working at my stores that I'm at now, this girl was in the deli, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just in the deli. And then I saw her at another store one day and I was like, oh my gosh, you got promoted. And it was a pretty busy store and she was deli manager. And I was like, great, good for you. And then all of a sudden I didn't see her for a long time. And then she was back at the original store that I saw her at, but she was assistant manager. Today, I'm at a different store and I go, oh, hey, how's it going? Go by. And I go, wait a minute. And I turned around and I go, what the hell are you doing here now? I go, they just send you all over the world. She goes, it sure does feel like that. I was like, well,
Wow.
welcome to this store. And she was like, you're everywhere too. What are you
Right,
talking about?
right.
And I'm like, yeah, but my job, I'm supposed to be everywhere.
Right.
You're supposed to be in one store
Yeah.
doing something.
I don't know how many times I've seen someone. I'm like, wait a minute, where do I know you from? And they, well, I was at this one and this one and this one and this one. And, 5 stores later, I'm like, oh, okay.
Do you ever see, like, okay, I have a meat team member that worked at the Skokie store, and I'm in the Jefferson Park store.
Okay.
And he's there as a customer with his wife, and he goes, hey, how's it going? And I was like, what?
It's like when students see their teachers out shopping.
And he's like, this is my wife, so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, nice to meet you. Wait, what the fuck is going on? I go, gross, you shop here? Find a different store to shop at. Sick.
On your day off,
On
too,
your day
right?
off. I mean, at least he's not going to the one he works at. I guess that's better.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's very
But
true.
even still, he knows, he's involved enough. He knows the other people,
Yeah.
And they switch those freaking meat managers around all the time, too.
I know, all the time.
God.
So I was walking through a bakery. I think Monday. I think it was Monday. It's all a blur
It's a
by now.
blur.
I still got 2 more days.
You were at like your 6th
Yeah,
store.
I think so. Like 6.5, I think. I don't even know if I was supposed to be at that store. And so I'm walking through a bakery and I hear someone kind of strong saying to one of the bakery team members, this is unacceptable. You have been working 16 days in a row. And, so of course I just kind of keep walking, but I slow down because of course I'm going to tell the story on the podcast. And I hear the girl just say something like, well, you're the one that's been calling me in every day.
Stop.
It was like one of the and she's like, no, absolutely not. If you're going to work more than 10 days, you need to ask me. She's like, again. And then she said, you're the one that keeps calling me in because no one's showing up.
Gaslighting. This is your fault, not mine. Well, stop fucking calling me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take all the overtime I can get, bitch. I make $16.50 an hour.
Yeah. I was hoping that I was hearing it wrong, but I was like, I don't know.
Wow, what a shitty manager. No.
Yeah, I thought, well, first of all, why are we having this conversation on the floor?
On the floor.
And second, know your people.
Can I say something, though? Where we met, our store directors, I know I've talked about this before. Our store directors had a nice office, right?
They did.
These stores that we work at now, they got those fake cubicle walls.
That's
like just randomly placed somewhere in the store. So it's like you're trying to write somebody up and have like a conversation with them. It's like the whole front end checkout.
Yeah, they're right next to pricing and what is it? Pick up and
center.
go or whatever.
It's in the break room. Everyone's like eating their sandwich, just watching you get written up.
It's horrible.
It's so bad.
That is true.
It is so
There's
bad.
no doors anywhere.
No.
Yeah, unless you want to go to IT or wherever all the
Take
computers
them in the bathroom.
are.
We're going in the handicap stall. You take a seat right there on the toilet. I'm going to lean against the diaper change station.
Why have you been here 16 days? Oh, man.
It's so funny.
That is funny. I never even thought about that. Maybe they just don't have conversations.
I shouldn't even say it's funny. It's kind of gross. It's kind of gross. They can't even give the poor guy or gal an office. It's not your job. We don't take it that seriously. You know what? I will say, though, a lot of my store directors, they are on the floor most of the time.
No, they are. I was just going to bring that up.
They really do. They work.
They don't sit.
They work.
Yeah, you see them pulling pallets, pulling carts,
I feel like I'm really lucky with my store directors that I work with because they are like, all of them are pretty good workers. Yeah. So
I feel like where we worked, someone would come in to maybe set a display and they'd be looking for some sort of leadership.
Yes.
All the stores that I visited this week, all of a sudden I would turn around and someone would be there. Hey, what's going on?
Yes.
Oh, you're doing the reset. Oh, you're doing the refresh.
Oh, I got, okay.
And it would say assistant store director
right.
or whatever. So
They're
you
always
know that
happy
they
to
loop.
see
They
you.
loop. They
Yeah.
want to know what's going on in their stores, which I think is great.
I had one, so I've done 9 of them. Today was 9.
Jeez.
Right. What? Okay, you did 8 in a day. Okay, my 9.
So many.
Since Monday.
Why did I
isn't
do
that
this to
much.
us? Why?
And I only had one store where the store director was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
oh, really? Let's open your email, motherfucker. Where's your office? In the bathroom. But he texted me today and he found the signage. I was like, finally.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyways, I forgot where I was going with that story.
I'll go here while you're thinking. So I was on my 8th store, 9th store, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Not to be dramatic, probably 8th on Monday. And I just couldn't do it anymore. It was like 7 o'clock. I'm
It's
done.
too much.
I got up at 4. I was like working your
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
I'm done. So I decided I was going to push one store to Tuesday. You know, I got to that store. He goes, I thought you were going to be here yesterday.
Oh, fuck off. Yeah, and I thought you weren't going to be here today.
I said, actually, I'm a day late, and you still have your signs up that you were supposed to take
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yesterday
you
started
didn't
out really
prepare for
good.
me.
Yeah. Yesterday started out really good. The first 2 stores I walked into, they already had it done.
Oh, wow.
Already had it done.
Wow.
So that gave me a chance to do my shit,
Yes,
right, at the store.
yes.
I was like, this is awesome. Third store I walk into, nothing done.
Someone wasn't on the call.
Didn't even fucking take their shit down yet. So I'm like, cool. I'm glad that those first 2 went so smooth. Today, I walk in, first store. I'm going, this doesn't look like the right stuff here.
Oh, no.
And I see they got signs everywhere, center store inventory tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I get the store director and I go, hey, I'm here to do the sign refresh. And he goes, yep, it's right here. And I go, I was just going to ask you to open up the liquor cage. I see it's in there. I love it. You guys were protecting it. Don't let it get lost, you know. He goes, here you go for it. And I was like, huh. So they don't have a liquor manager right now.
Oh.
They have one, but they kind of just threw this poor man
Oh.
into this position
Yeah.
and he has no clue.
Of course not. I wouldn't either.
And so I start doing what I need to do. And here comes the guy from receiving. And he goes, why are you doing that? And I said, because it has to be done today.
Okay. You stare at him.
I just stared at him. And he goes, well, they haven't even switched these end caps. I go, I noticed. And he goes, so what? We're not going to have any pricing on it? I go, first of all, aren't you receiving? The fuck are you doing out here? And I look
Mind
at
your business.
I look at the pricing girl because I get along with her really good. We always chit chat and stuff. And I look at her and she's just like eyes big. Like I go, well, good thing the pricing girl's right here. We can price this then. You know?
Yeah.
No big deal.
Jeez.
No big deal. I heard from that guy all fucking day. I can't
Oh.
believe you're doing this. These aren't even the right things. How are you going to put prices up here? You can't. I go, sir, I can make price tags for it.
Oh, my gosh.
So then, you know what? Guess what? It took me forever. And I told the guy, the poor guy, I made him some signs. Yeah. And he goes, well, what about this, this, and this? I go, my time's up here. I need to move on. You're just going to have to talk to somebody else about that.
Yeah.
I was over it. I was so over it.
So that happened to me at my last store yesterday. There was a bartender.
Oh.
And I was texting you, like, I was getting anxiety. He would not stop talking to me. I mean, sweetest person.
Yeah.
But like, I was just like, I just want to get home.
Yeah.
You know, it was like so late. They were getting ready to party. Customers were showing up because of the bar, you know, and stuff
and
like
you're
that.
there like, hanging signs.
Oh man, I was just exhausted and hungry, and the coffee wore off and all that. And he just would not stop talking. And I was just like, please. Well, what are you doing? And blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I'm like, read the room.
Yeah.
I'm like, you
Yeah.
see these bags?
Yeah.
I'm tired. I want to go home.
You're not even picking up your
And I
feet.
still have an hour
You're
and a
just
half
dragging
drive.
them.
Yeah, I'm just dragging them.
So I was laughing. I was thinking about you today because I walk into my second store today to do this. And this woman approaches me and says, oh, hi, da, 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 da. And she was talking to the younger guy that works in liquor.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, she works over here too. And I go, oh, are you the manager of liquor? Because I was like having a brain fart. I was like, I thought it was a dude, you know, like
Yeah,
an
sure,
older guy,
sure.
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, no, but I work over here and this and that. You know, I'm like, I'm the assistant to the manager. And I was like, oh, okay, like you're level 4. I thought it was that kid, that really tall kid that can fucking help me right now reach this shit, you know? And then she's talking, and I go, okay, well, I should give you this, you know, like put it in a safe place.
Yeah,
These need
sure,
to be out
sure.
for, I go, do you have a little area? I go, show me where it's at. And she goes, yeah, right here,
Yep,
right next to the
make my notes.
liquor cage. You know, we got a little area here. I go, okay, let's put those there, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then she starts talking to me more, talking. And I'm like, I just keep walking. And I'm
Yeah.
like, if she wants to keep talking to me, she'll follow me, right?
Right.
So she's following me. I find out she's a fucking bartender. Oh, she doesn't even work in the department. She's a freaking bartender. And then she goes, oh, I don't know. It won't let me clock in on my phone. I got to go clock it. And I go, you're not even clocked in yet and you're fucking following me around? Get the fuck out of here. So then I hid from her and then I never saw her again.
I feel like that would be my retirement job. Is
Being a bartender at a grocery store.
Grocery store.
Oops, we're probably giving away where we work now. I think there's only one. Don't
there's a few. There's
Google
a few.
it. Stop it. You don't need to fucking know.
No, there's a few.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I could do that. It's wine,
Yeah, I
it's
don't know.
beer, not
Yeah.
too many drinks. Spouses are there telling their spouses who are at home, hey, I'm going to go grocery shopping, and they just need a drink.
Yeah.
They need someone to listen.
Yeah.
I could absolutely do that.
Yeah.
You want a glass of wine and talk about your wife that just pissed you off at home? Let's do it. By the way, grab the bread too.
Ribeyes are on sale, bro. Bring her home a nice steak. I was just laughing because I saw a TikTok and it was like, what did your mom do that you thought was weird when you were a kid, but now it's totally normal?
Yeah.
And somebody said she would tell me to be quiet at the grocery store because she needed to concentrate on her list. I never understood that as a kid, but I get it now, right? Like if too much is going on, you're like, I don't even fucking know what I'm looking for right now, you know? And I'm like, every grocery store should probably have a bar in it. Yeah. You have a beer while you're walking around shopping. Make it a lot calmer.
Somebody must have been on vacation because they came back 3 times because at our place you can walk with your drinks.
Yes.
Wine glass, mixed drink,
Yeah.
beer, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can walk, shop, you just bring the glass back to the bartender. These people were having so much fun. I saw her come up 3 times.
Stop.
And I was only there for 90 minutes at the most doing these signs. So I was like, they were having a blast shopping, doing whatever. They were over by deli, then they hung out by bakery. I mean, they must have been on vacation just hanging out and just thought it was the coolest thing in the world that they could drink and shop.
Yeah.
You know?
That is fun.
Yeah, they have that at down in Florida by Steven too, I noticed.
Do they?
They do. There's a couple stores down there that you can have a little cocktail and shop. I think that should be in every store.
Yeah. I think more stores should have a bar in it.
Or, you know what we could just do is go down by wine or drinks and just pop one open and walk around.
You know,
I mean,
as long as you pay for it.
That's right.
I've never seen a sign that says do not consume before you purchase, you know. We've all had those moments where
we're going to see all the signs now after people listen.
We've all had those moments where we had to open that bottle of water before we got to check out because we were so thirsty, you know. Or like, you know, maybe you're diabetic and you rip open the candy bar and you eat it. Why not a bottle of wine?
How many people eat grapes? Raise your hand. Every single person eats grapes.
I did.
They don't buy grapes.
Because I want to know if they're fucking crunchy or not. I
watched a lady
grapes.
yesterday eat a grape, kind of just act like she was looking around, and then she just kept on walking.
Dude, people be doing the craziest shit. What did I just see an old person do the other day? I can't remember. I think, what were they doing? I think they were eating cherries or something. Fuck, I can't remember.
Cherry pits.
But yeah, it's cherry pit season. You're going to find the cherry pits all over the
Stop
floor.
it.
So gross. Get a produce bag, spit them into there.
Yeah.
Or people that, I know we've talked about it before, they get the hot wings from the bar or whatever, and then they just eat them in the store and leave them on a random
Little
shelf.
pizza, dip it in ranch, and off they go.
That lady dipped her fucking pizza straight into the bucket of ranch and just ate it. Just ate it. That was in the middle of COVID, too. I was like, what?
And with that, we're out of here.
Oh, okay, bye. Happy Friday.
Woo! Let's go. Cheers, everybody.
Happy birthday, Johnny. It's Johnny's birthday when you're listening to this. Happy birthday, Johnny.
Happy birthday, Johnny. Today?
No, it'll be Friday when they're listening.
Oh, I was going to say, wait, I'm off?
It's Friday while you're listening to this right now. Wish Johnny a happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.